Alright, so today we're going to look at one of the more stranger X-Men. We have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Bonebreaker Wave, Maggot. Maggot comes packed in with what seems to be the head sculpt of the Build-A-Figure. We have some other accessories for Maggot himself. And on the right side, or on the left side as well, we have the same art image, which is really nice. Good looking art this time around for this wave. On the back side, we get the rest of the wave displayed with the Bonebreaker bath on the side. And then we have a read-up that reads, Maggot's mutant power is his two giant slugs, Eenie and Meenie, that serve as his digestive system. Alright, so here we have what is the biggest figure in this wave. Maggot. Definitely is a chunky figure, which is a nice sight to see, especially for $25 now. Maggot is colored very nicely. I love the vibrant yellow. He's very colorful indeed. We have some blue, we have some white, we have some yellow, we have some kind of burgundy-ish, reddish color, and he's very, I will say, happy with that facial expression. So he comes with two accessories. It is Eenie and Meenie, his little maggot worms. Or I guess I should say his two slugs, and they're actually in frame right now if you haven't noticed where they are. Here is one of them, and then here is the other one over here. So, you guys let me know which one's Eenie, or which one's Meenie. I think I would say this one's Meenie on the right side, and this one's Eenie on the left side. But they're both sculpted very, very well. It's a plastic mold. It's like a brownish, goldish type of brown, if that makes sense. And then the eyes are painted red, blood red. So that's cool. The sculpt's all there. They sculpted the little feet and everything, and they're pliable. So the one that's curled up can wrap around his arms, no problem. He is bendy for sure, but there is no bendy wire or anything like that. So that's it for Maggot. Now he also does come with Build-A-Figure pieces. That is the head sculpt for Bonebreaker, and we get this funny looking head sculpt right here. The glasses do remove if you wish, leaving him with some peg holes on the sides of the head, but they do remove. And then lastly we get the gun, Bonebreaker's gun, which is not painted at all, but it is very nicely sculpted, and we got a nice little peg hole barrel there. No removable mag, but it's a very nice sculpt. I just wish it was painted. So that's it. One trend I am seeing here is very minimal hands. Only Vulcan so far has gotten alternate hands, not counting the Build-A-Figure himself. We used to always get alternate hands, so it looks like they might be doing away with alternate hands, and I definitely haven't seen any alternate head sculpts so far. So I feel like the accessories are being toned down quite a bit. Although Havoc does come with effects, and Maggot comes with his slugs, Vulcan does have a pair of hands. Alright, here's an up-close look at that fantastic head sculpt. Paint-wise, it looks great. The eyes look awesome. I can definitely see what they were talking about in regards to digital printing being implemented with comic book figures, because I could definitely see it. And I can tell because digital printing sometimes means that you'll be able to see some pixels. So the mouth tends to be a little bit pixelated, a little bit. It's not as noticeable here as it is on the Walgreens exclusive Jigsaw figure, but I can see it, so that means that they are definitely implementing the digital printing. Now, yeah, that sounds terrible when I'm talking about it now. It's only because I'm super zoomed in with my camera, and I'm seeing it on my viewfinder pretty in detail, so I can see all those pixels. But even when you have it in hand or on the shelf, you're not going to see it. He looks fine. So the eyes are fantastic, though. Oh, that's good. That's definitely not something you would be able to get if it was painted by a machine. So the digital printing does help with some more detailed eyes. So you can see the texture on his trench coat is fantastic. I love the trench coat texture. Check that out. That is a brand new piece for sure. Here are the arms. They are pinless. Fantastic. Some glossy yellow for the sleeves. Here's the inside torso. And then more texture on the pants and the boots. Again, everything's plastic mold except for the belt buckle is painted. The sleeves are painted. These big old yellow circles are painted. And I want to say possibly, yeah, the white should be paint because we have blue there as well. So Yeah, a little bit more paint on this figure. I'm not against molded plastic as long as it's the right color, so I just tend to point out what's molded plastic and what's painted in my reviews. Alright, if you're curious, which I'm sure somebody was, can you remove the jacket? You technically can, but you might not want to do it because his sleeves are, you can see the sleeves right here, they're molded. So you're going to have a wife beater Maggot with molded textured sleeves. It makes no sense. You don't want that. It's going to look stupid. You can see all those, so I'm going to leave it on. With that said, it is pretty pliable. So let's go ahead and articulate the figure and check out what he can do. The head sculpt's on a ball jointed hinge as every figure has been so far in the wave. He looks all the way up. He looks all the way down. Left and right, no problem. Little bit of head tilting. Not as much as I would like, but he's got something, Arms will go forward up until this point right here, which isn't terrible. They go down and all the way back. You can see how this gets moved around. The pliable shoulder pads. You can see there he can still move his arms out. And then we have bicep swivels. There is no butterfly joints. We have double jointed pinless elbows. Then we have swivel at the wrist with a hinge at the wrist. Ab crunch at the torso. No clicky noises, which is nice, and it's nice and smooth, nice and tight. Waist swivel. Loose belt here, moves around. Then we have the legs kicking forward that far. Then we have them going back. And then we have the legs opening about that far. Now, of course, the trench coat gets in the way. You got to put it behind them to utilize it all the way. But if you want to do it with the trench coat, it's going to move it out the way anyway. So then we have thigh swivels, double jointed pinned knees, unfortunately. So we got the pinless elbows, but the pinned knees. And then we have, oh yeah, there it is. It was kind of stuck. But we have a boot cut shin swivel, ankle hinge, and then the ankle rocker at the foot. Alright, so let's get them next to some of the other figures in the wave that I have reviewed thus far. We have Vulcan on the left, and then we have Havoc on the right. You can see that Maggot does stand the tallest. He is not gigantic, but he is definitely bigger than Havoc and Vulcan. Vulcan is a pretty big, tall figure. That body mold is pretty tall, as you can see him compared to Havoc, but he's not as tall as Maggot. And then I'll throw in a couple of Bucky Cap molds. We have Bucky Cap himself, and then we have Scott Summers' Cyclops on the right side. Alright, so I recently showed Gladiator off in the Vulcan review, so I still had him here on the table. So I wanted to get a bigger figure next to Maggot, just so you guys get a sense of scale. Here is Gladiator, and he does stand, I guess if you count the mohawk, he does stand taller. But Maggot has some height, man. I think, if you're looking at the foreheads, I think Maggot is a little bit taller. Alright, you guys, so for those looking to see what Maggot had to offer, there you have it. Overall, it's a very colorful figure. He's the biggest one in the wave. He's got a very nice head sculpt, and I think he should have came with another one. A little bit more serious one, or maybe a closed mouth one so we can have an option, but I do like what we got. It's always nice to get an alternate head sculpt so we can choose between expressions. But here is what you get. I hope you like it. It's also worth noting this is the first time we've ever gotten a Marvel Legends Maggot figure. I believe just ever. Not even Toy Biz did it. So it's nice to see a brand new character made for the first time. As always, you guys can check out the links in the description where you guys can pre-order yourself this set if you are interested. And while you're down there, leave a like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, guys, take care, take it easy, stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one.